This and every episode of the podcast is supported by 35 Bikes. 35 Bikes are dedicated to bringing you the best bike components for the best price. So whether you need organic, semi-metal or sintered brake pads, a new narrow-wide chainring, mudguards or brake rotors, make sure to ask for 35 Bikes in your local bike shop, or head to 35bikes.com for more information or to find your local stockist. You're listening to the Hook It podcast, proudly brought to you by hookitproducts.co.uk.
Riders ready? Watch the gate.
Oh, yeah!
What's up, podcast fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Hook It podcast. As usual, huge thank you to everyone who reached out after the last episode with Ollie Wilkins. I know I say this a lot, but it really did go down a storm. It was a lot of fun. So thank you to all our new listeners, first-time listeners, old ones, loyal ones. Yeah, everyone, thanks ever so much. Thank you for the messages you've been sending and also for the reviews as well you've been leaving on iTunes. Don't forget, if you are enjoying these episodes, try and head over to iTunes, leave a review, and don't forget to subscribe too so you get the episodes as soon as they are released on iTunes. A little bit of Hook It news. We've got a new sponsor too for the podcast. So Hook It, if you've not already seen, will now be partnering up with Sax Underwear. So we'll be looking after the UK dealer network for Sax, Skate, BMX, Moto and MTB. And we have them on board now as a sponsor to the podcast. And they'll be supporting the listener questions with what we're going to call the ballpark listener question. And how that will work is the person who submits the best question will receive a free pair of boxer shorts. So stay tuned for that at the end of the show. If you don't already, make sure you give us a like and a follow on social media. We have just changed all of the accounts now just to be a little bit easier and to please some haters, as some people may have seen on social media already. So now it's at the Hook It podcast, and Hook It is HKT. So the HKT podcast on Instagram. I think that's about it. I guess today's guest doesn't need much of an introduction. All-round hero of the sport, personality, and I'm really looking forward to getting in and having a chat with Loic right now. So let's welcome to the show, Loic Bruni. All right, buddy, we're recording. Welcome to the Hook It podcast. Thank you ever so much for getting out of bed a little late, but we finally got there, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm happy to do it, man.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. It's much appreciated. It's going pretty crazy, this whole podcast thing right now, if I'm honest with you. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
because it's a good concept. Really good.
Yeah, it's different, I think. It's definitely been growing quite a lot, man. Like I said to you on email, it's a little crazy. But I've been really lucky to have some amazing people on so far, you know, and hopefully you're one of those guys too.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that.
So I always like to start off by asking if you'll do yourself like a really brief introduction, if that's okay. I think most people will know who you are, but for people who, for some crazy reason, don't know who you are, can you just tell people who you are and what you do?
Yeah, okay, no problem. I'm not that famous. So I'm Loic Bruni. I'm from France. I come from France, and I'm a downhill mountain bike rider. And I've been world champs 2 years ago. World champion, 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I ride for Specialized Gravity team. And I mean, I'm currently in New Zealand for preparing the season coming up. And everything's going well for me. So
yeah,
hopefully I'll be able to kick some asses this season. And yeah.
I think so, dude. I think so. So whereabouts are you in New Zealand?
Right now we are in Queenstown for a few weeks, and then we will head up to Rotorua for Crankworx New Zealand.
Oh, sweet. Okay. That was
the season.
When we did the listener question thing, loads of people were asking, are you doing Crankworx Rotorua? So that answers that question for everybody who wanted to know. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's super. It's the only race we got to do before the season actually starts, so
yeah,
it's really good to go there, and there's some good riders too, so you can see if everything's going well and make some last minute changes if not. So it's good.
sounds good, man. It sounds good. Obviously, do you like New Zealand? I've never been, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been like, when I started in the team, I had like two New Zealand teammates, and I actually really enjoyed the persons, the super good guys, and
Yeah.
made me love the country. So I came. It's the fifth time I come this year,
Oh, is
and
it?
I love it. I just love it.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I've
Yeah,
been
just the
obviously.
riding, amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New Zealand. The New Zealand Enduro looked a little bit wet though, didn't it? That looked crazy.
No, yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. This is another story.
Yeah, it is. So let's rewind back a little bit, and it'd be pretty interesting to know sort of how did you first start mountain bike riding and getting into downhill. I know your dad is real good, Jean-Pierre. Is that right? How you say it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Good. I've been practicing my
Yeah,
French accent, dude, for you coming on.
Good job. Good job.
So
Yeah, my dad has been like one of the old mates, like racing back in the days.
Yeah.
And he was doing like the World Cup in Canada, and like '94, and he's been always racing. And when I was really young, I was just going with him on the races and following him everywhere. And I was just riding. And sometimes when I had like a little bit more, when I was a little bit older, I started to go actually do shuttles with him and his friends and with the local club, USCAN where I live.
Uh-huh.
And it was it was super fun. Like we had a really good group, like of my age and of all the people. So it was like everyone was pulling each other up,
Yeah.
And I just really liked it. I was doing a little bit of cross country because my dad wanted me to do it, but I never really enjoyed it. I was just really lazy to do it, and I couldn't get good results and I couldn't get fun out of it.
Right.
So I didn't like it. I did some BMX races,
Yeah.
But same story. I really liked it. Actually, I'm still doing a lot of BMX for training,
Okay.
but I don't really. I didn't really like the mentality back in the day. It was a little bit too. Like the parents were super behind the kid, like super pushing way too much, and like the kids had the best bikes, and they were actually not even fast. And I was like, that's retarded, And
sounds like
so
motocross. I think.
I just like the mountain bike. Everyone was more chilled, and it was the thing that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
And then when I started to do some races, I had actually like a good speed and good results, so I just enjoyed it even more. When you're good at something, it makes you excited to progress and stuff. So it was really good, and I kept doing it since then.
Sweet. I wouldn't really know about being good at stuff, to be honest with you. I'm not so good at anything. I was a pretty amateur. I raced motocross for a little while at, I guess, quite a high level, but I've never got to the point where I can say I'm good at something. You know what I mean? Pretty good at. I don't know. I don't even know. Pretty good at chilling.
You just have to be satisfied about it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're satisfied, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So you grew up obviously racing in France, and then I think was the first like proper team ride you got the Lapierre team?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first
when
team
I
ride.
was before Lapierre, my dad and Sun, the bicycle brand Sun.
Yeah.
We built up a little team of young people, and only for the French circuit, and it was super, like with all like just friends. It was super fun.
Uh-huh.
And then Lapierre, like Laurent Delorme, he came see me after the Mega Avalanche in 2010.
Okay.
And I was super pumped about this opportunity because I was a big fan of Benki, and I just wanted to say yeah to such a big team, and being able to ride with him, with Benki, it was super sick, and I'm so proud of the choice I made that year,
Yeah.
So happy. So
was
happy
was there a few other offers on the table, or was it pretty much just the Lapierre deal?
Yeah, I had few like little offers, like the international Sun team. It was still there a few years ago, like with Camelini, Samdale, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I had like a real good offer from Mondraker and Fabian Barrel.
Right. Okay.
But I was just way too excited about Blanky and being international, more than going to a French team like with French people. So I wanted to open myself a little bit more to other nationalities, people, not stay only in between
Yeah.
Frenchies, and
Frenchies.
it was good to do that. Honestly, it was good, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Frenchies, I like that term. That's cool. So 2011, you got the Lapierre Gravity Republic deal, and then was it 2012 then that you won Junior World Champs?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then also
exactly.
first podium in Elite, I think, at Wyndham, right?
Yeah, right. Good memory. Yeah, it was a pretty good year for me because everything was going well, and I had and in France you have a big exam at the end of your 18 years old, and I had to miss Mont Saint-Anne, and I just so Richard was actually racing against me that time, and he took the overall in junior in Mont Saint-Anne because I wasn't racing.
Right.
And then I came back really strong in Wyndham. Like I was so pumped up about coming back to racing, and I did really good.
Yeah.
So I took back the overall jersey and everything. So it was pretty like a really good season.
That's sick, dude. Real good, real good. And then second overall in 2015, and a small title of world champion too, which is sick.
Yeah.
So for sure, burst onto the scene. No, it's really cool.
Yeah.
How was the 2015 season? Did it all just sort of happen in a flash, like super fast, or did you have enough time to sort of figure out what was going on through the season and stuff?
It's been like since my first year in Elite, I've been having a lot of up and downs, and I've been actually sometimes close to winning quite a bit before 2015. So I was just inconsistent and not able to be there every races. Mm-hmm. So it was a little bit hard for me. I was like super good on the race, being like second or third or podium, and then the race after I would be like 10 or 12, without understanding.
Yeah.
So it was tough. And then in the winter before 2015, I started working with a mental coach.
Oh, really?
And it was like a big click for me. Like, I understood so many injuries, many downs I've had without really understanding before, and everything got a little bit more logical in my head, and I've been able to avoid all the shit I had done before, and it's been really benefic to me. So in 2015, it started really like in the Crankworks Rotorua. I had a massive crash in practice,
right?
And I was still able to win the race. In Lourdes, same story. I had a big crash the first day of practice, and still won the qualifying and did second at the race. I was super like I was on it all year, and actually I had just someone better than me. Aaron was super strong all year, and I wasn't able to beat Aaron or Greg on some races. So it was just like how it had to be. I was not the best on the days, but in under I did the same things again, and I worked pretty good on the weekend. And that day, Greg wasn't stronger, and Gwyn crashed, and it was my day. So I was super happy that it paid off on the last race of the year. It was super sick.
That's dope, dude. That's so cool. So the mental coach. So what does that involve? Is it just literally being able to focus better? Is it sort of meditation stuff or anything like that?
Yeah, no, not really. It's more like a psychologist guy actually.
Okay.
And you just go and talk with him, and you tell him stuff you don't really tell anyone because you don't think it's useful to say, or you're a little bit ashamed to say to him, to tell him, and the guy just listens to you and make you realize, by making you talking, you realize so many things by yourself. He doesn't even ask you questions, you just realize by talking. And then it makes you just find the positive in everything, and being able to, from being super low to build yourself back to the comfort zone and where you should be performing, and it's super interesting. And when I saw the benefits of like I was so steady in 2015 that I couldn't believe it. So I just kept working on that side. And physically, it's super important because you need to be there and you to be strong to hold the pace all the way down. The bike has to be super well set it up too. But if at the end of the day, we're all super fast. I feel like there's not a big difference in between me and Brannigan or Brooke. Everyone is pretty much fast at the same speed. But mentally, if you have on the day like the best capacities and the best mental form, you just kill it.
Yes, that's super.
So I don't want to tell too many. Yeah, I don't want to tell too many of my secrets, but it's good.
No, that's super interesting, dude. That's really, really, really interesting because, like you say, it's such a mental game. And I always sort of talk to people about the same thing. But like, I've done a few downhill races in my time, and I'm from a motocross background where you get 3 motos to try and do a good result. But when it all comes down to that one run. And obviously, you guys have got so much pressure on yourselves too. So it's amazing that you can pick up some sort of tools to be able to handle the pressure and maybe be able to process the information better and stuff like that. That's super interesting, man.
It is
super
exactly
interesting. That. Wow, good work, good work. So obviously, just coming out of the off season right now. How's the off season been for you?
It's been really good. I needed a break after Val di Sole. I had a shit week. Actually a really good weekend, but a shit race run because I was ready for it. I had my comeback to do because I missed so many races in the season, so I was ready for it, and I felt really good, and I thought I was able to do it. So I just leaving the gate, I was going for it, and I just smashed my wheel into like a rock. I wasn't there on every run, and just like a rider in front of me. I don't know who pulled it off the ground, and I just saw it way too late. Smashed my wheel, and everything ended there. I was so really, it was a big disappointment for me. So I just went holidays with some friends and started to relax more and built a stronger 2017 season. And I've done we've had so many changes in the team and on my side too, so it was a big transition off season, but it's been really good. I've Loris left, I changed my coach, we changed suspension, many things. So it was super good, and everything has been going well. And I went to I did some enduro, like the EWS in Finale.
Right.
I actually took some time to relax and have fun, and then left for the USA at Specialized. I went to do my internship.
Yeah, I was
so
going to ask you about
it was 2 really good months. Yeah, it was 2 really good months training and working with the guys there. It was really interesting. And then this semester I don't have any school, so actually I have way more time to train and to take my time doing everything I need to do, and it's super nice. So I enjoy it. That's really good.
That's good. So just going back a little bit, so obviously you did an internship at Specialized in California, right?
Yeah.
How, obviously it was a good experience, but sort of what did it involve? Were you doing design or social media or anything like that?
Yeah, so the guy that takes care of the team, Dan, he was super nice, and he kind of planned everything I needed to do. And so I went there and I had to meet a certain amount of people and start some projects with everyone. And it was mainly I did all the social media for the team Gravity, the team I ride for.
Uh-huh.
So it was a little bit. It was not big for them because it's not their main page, and I'm specialized in TD or anything. It was more like a little cool page.
They were allowed
on the side,
to trust you with that one.
Yeah. It was actually fun to do. I actually enjoyed that, and it was. I learned how to plan everything because on my personal pages, I'm a little bit lazy sometimes. I don't post every day, or some people are super good at posting all the time, and I'm just can't be bothered of posting every day. I just don't like to tell everything I'm doing, and sometimes I'm not even doing some exciting stuff. So it was hard to sometimes find some content for the team too, because we were not testing anything, or the season was over,
Yeah, yeah.
But it was actually a good experience, and I was working on designing some grips for Specialized, like
Okay.
mountain bike grips,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trying like some grips, improving them. Like, and the guy was really nice and explained me, but I don't have any news actually at the moment about the grips. But
Not yet.
it was super interesting to to work on that, and also the designer and product manager of the protections at Specialized. He had like some really interesting project about new protection lines, and I helped him about it.
Wow.
And tried to do like to get the concept of a really good like the best protection we could do. He could do. I was more like an assistant on that. And Brad Benedict, the tester guy of Specialized. We went to test together some turbo levels, some bikes like that. Pretty interesting. Some really advanced models. Like 2019, 20. It was
right. Okay.
It was good.
That sounds sick. Because you did. Did you do the same thing at 100% as well when you were riding for? Well, I know you still do ride for 100%.
Yeah, no,
you do that as well, right?
It was way more chill because I went there. It was my first internship ever, and they actually they were like, it's Bruni coming out in the office. Fuck it. He's not able to do it. I had a little bit of a time off at 100%. I actually did some really cool stuff with TJ, the guy that was doing all the hard shell stuff, and it was super nice with me and teaching me all the illustrators things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit not doing much.
That sounds cool though, man. It's good that you go do that stuff.
Yeah, at Specialized, I was actually designing the new truck of the team, the new graphics.
Oh, right, okay.
And I did some really sick ones, but the guy, like the main designer, one of the old guy at Specialized, he was like, this is too, no, it's shit. So he don't want. So I was pissed off. I spent like 3 weeks doing the thing, and I was just cut it up at the last. I was like, So it teaches me also how it works in the job, when you work. So
it's all a good experience, right? I mean, are you doing that because you want to stay within the industry after you finish riding and stuff, or is it just something to keep you occupied as well?
At the moment, I really like. Yeah. At the moment, I really like the industry. It's a cool world. I think people are nice, and it's not too big, so everything's. I like it,
Yeah.
But I just do it because I wanna learn also what's going on the other side, and see if I can find what I want to do later, so I don't have to worry about it when I'm 30 or 35, So
yeah. No, it's really cool.
I just like doing it. Also, yeah, actually, I like doing it, and I'm not sure I will work in the mountain bike industry later. I know it's easier. It's an easier option because. Obviously, I know more and more people in this world, but I'm not sure. It depends on the opportunities. Actually, I just don't want to kill myself working in the office.
Yeah.
When I'll be free, I'll just want to enjoy because we are really lucky with life. We have a really cool life right now, and I just don't want the transition to be too rude. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, is that something that the mental coach helps with as well, is sort of like staying grounded and not getting ahead of yourself with some stuff, does that make sense?
Yeah, sometimes you, without actually thinking about what you will do at the job, you just think about something else, trying when you're a little bit not happy about mountain biking, you have some other cool stuff on the side that makes you feel better and helps for all the rest.
Yeah,
like a girlfriend, sure. Like family.
I think it's so
school,
easy too.
School can be.
Sorry, go on after you.
No. It's good. Go for it.
I was going to say that it's quite it's quite a common thing in sort of like the circles I grew up racing. Motocross, and a lot of kids come out of school at 12 years old. start racing motocross, get to maybe 22, 23, it doesn't work out, and then they've got nothing to fall back on. So I think it's really, really good, man, that
Yeah, I
you're
know.
like thinking ahead, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like downhill is really it allows us to do that because the training are never really long. You don't go for 6 hours on a road bike, so you can actually fit your school program into your training program too.
Yeah.
And I feel like more and more people are going at school actually and still racing pretty well. So I think it's something we should stay. It's a little bit. Sometimes I don't like it because people, when you're still studying at university or stuff like that, they're a little bit. Oh, okay, so you do mountain biking as a hobby, and you're like, no. I just go also at university, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But if you have time to go at university, that mountain bike is not really serious. So it's a little bit. It's a little bit hard sometimes to make it really sound super serious, but I like it, and I don't really care about. Sometimes I talk to people, and if they don't take me seriously, I just move on. I don't spend time to try to explain us how good is the sport.
Yeah, I mean, is it economics you were doing at school?
Yeah, I've been doing like an economics degree at uni, and then now I'm in the business school. It's a little bit more marketing oriented and business development, blah blah blah. It's pretty cool. It's interesting, and I think it's useful too.
No, it sounds really good, dude. I was gonna try and talk to you about economics, but I couldn't. maybe last 5 seconds.
No, but actually, I don't have like I have a lot. Like I love economics, but I don't have like the notions of a really good major of promotion. You know, I'm not super. I don't remember everything about it.
It's impossible, I think. But it's certainly cool, man, what you're doing and doing the internship and everything. I think it's good, and it's a good thing for younger riders to look up and see you doing that. You know, you could be setting a much worse example, that's for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's good because, like, if you're young, you can pick up different examples of rider, and you can choose your the one you like most. And there is plenty of different personalities and.
There's a lot of Sean Palmer ones out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, man. All right, so you said that the team's changed quite a lot. Obviously, Loris has moved on to the syndicate. Do you think there's maybe some more pressure on you because you're now? I know you were, but I don't know. How do you explain it? You're sort of the only elite guy.
Yeah.
You think there's more pressure? Or?
Yeah. I don't know if there is more pressure, but of course, I won't have like a teammate. If you messed up a race, there's no other riders to catch up the shit, you know.
Yeah.
But the pressure I'll have is to show that the team can work without Loris, and I can be there for the team, even if last year I got injured and. I feel like everything stayed pretty similar in the team, and we don't like Laurent, the team manager or Specialized, don't put any pressure on me. Like, okay, you're the only one, you have to do a good result. So I'm pretty confident about everything, and even if it can be a little bit difficult when you don't have someone to share, to share about the track or anything, you know, in the same category as you. I mean, there's Finn, but it's still junior and. It's not exactly the same. It will be a little bit difficult, but it should be good. I've never really needed someone next to me, or so I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too, man. And I think it's a good move for Loris as well, going on to the syndicate. It looks like a really, really good move.
Yeah, for sure. Going to syndicate cannot be a bad move. So
no,
definitely cool for him. And I think I hope he'll do well. And the bike's good, everything's good, so it should be good for him.
Yeah. Obviously, you mentioned your team, the Specialized team, has had quite a few changes. So you've switched out suspension brands too to Öhlins. Obviously, a lot of people will probably want to know how that's going. Have you found a good setup yet, or are you still working on it? And how do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a big change for us. Suspension is pretty much the main things we work on doing testing and stuff. And Öhlins has been a really good opportunity. I love the brand before and stuff. So when we first tried it, it was the shock was really really good because it's been out there for 2, 3, 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
So the shock was already working super well, and Specialized has been working on it for the bikes too. So it was not much work needed to be on the shock. Just the fork was the most important, and they've been really reactive and sending us new prototype. We sent it prototype feedback. So we've been exchanging a lot of information during the winter, and right now it's not dialed yet. We still have some setups to find for loads. I think it's not super. I'm not super happy and ready for loads. We need to work on it more on the fork, and it works. Like I'm super happy, but
could just be a little refined, right?
Yeah, with all the telemetry we have and all the testing we've been doing lately, it's you become more and more picky on your settings. And I don't like being picky, but now unfortunately I'm a little bit more picky because I don't know. I became like that. I don't know why.
Yeah. I think it comes with experience too. The more you ride, the higher the level and all that sort of stuff. I think it just comes with experience.
So the fork is going well, but we just spend too much time when we change track to find a good setting. So we need more time on it and more to get to know the fork a little bit more. So that's why it's good to be in Queenstown. We have a lot of time to find out, and it's getting like I've been doing 4 days of testing now, and we've done so much progress already. So it's good.
Good, dude. Good. Sounds good. Obviously, they've got so much experience in the motocross and moto field. So
everything. Yeah. Like the guy's super talented and so precise on everything. And Jack, my mechanic, is a big suspension geek. And when he had to go in Sweden and open the suspension and work with the guys, he was super happy about how everything was going. And
good.
I think they have like I don't know Fox really well, but they have the best product and the best potential. So I think once we have everything dialed and the fork will be finalized, I think the production will be a really good setup for bikes. So it should be good. I don't know how the price will be, if it's going to be really expensive, because Olin sometimes is expensive, but
yeah, it's definitely high-end, but
yeah, it should be good. But when you look at the shock and the inside, when you open it, you understand why it's more expensive. Honestly, it doesn't. Nothing compared to other brands, and it's way more advanced to me. I don't want to sell shocks to people, but with what I've seen in my young career, I can tell you it's really good quality shit.
I think there's going to be a job at Olin's for you when you finish.
You think?
Yeah, sales guy.
Yeah, I'm looking for an internship at Olin's, so please can you take me?
One thing I wanted to ask you as well is obviously you've been riding joystick for a year or so now. Last year you rode more of the joystick 8-bit bar, which is the alloy bar, not the carbon bar. Is there any reason for that? Is it just your personal preference? Because it was really good for us here in the UK. Like the £69.99 bar was on podiums and stuff. It was sick.
Yeah, I've never really put a carbon bar on my bike, just because it's not that I don't trust carbon, but on the handlebar I'm pretty scared of snapping the bar, and it will happen less easily to me with an alloy bar. And even if you show me test or like safety test or anything, I'll keep my own opinion.
Yeah. And
I actually really I'm sensitive of the feeling of the carbon on your handlebar, because it feels the demo is really stiff, and actually like the frame reacts pretty roughly to like holes and stuff. So it's super like it's a race bike, like proper race bike.
Yeah.
And when you if you add carbon wheels and carbon bar, it's like a bamboo stick, and you can't really find any comfort out of it. So the alloy brings a little bit of softness to it, and I really enjoy it. And I've been always racing with gray bars, handlebars, and they
Yep.
can't make carbon gray bars. I just
Ah.
another reason to ride the alloy one. And yeah, Joystick has been good with us, and actually we're supposed to get some new bars now, and it's going well with them. It's a small brand. I didn't know them before we actually got sponsored by them, and
Okay.
it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, we got on board as well with Joystick really early. Obviously, you probably know Chris, and
Yeah.
Ollie, one of the owners of Hookit, was out in Whistler and just kept seeing this brand Joystick around at the bike park and stuff. So we reached out, and then the next thing you know, we're the distributor, and it's been going really good here in the UK. It's grown like a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going really, really well. But I was really curious all year. I'm like, why is he riding a pair of like, 69-pound bars? But that's really
I
cool.
know, but Finn is riding the carbon, I think. So
Yeah.
it really depends on what you want, and I just like alloy.
Yeah, well, I don't want this podcast to be anything like an advert either, but it was just interesting. I just kind of wanted to ask you while I had you here on a podcast,
Yeah.
So good. So the season's coming up. Obviously, expectation-wise, who do you see is going to be fast? Obviously, you've got the usual players like Aaron and Danny.
Yeah.
Are you feeling good? You feeling like you're going to be on top step coming in there?
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be like you will have the same faces on the podium. I think Danny will be like Danny has a big level of confidence right now, so it'll be hard to beat, but it'll be beatable for sure.
Yeah.
Aaron will be same story as every year, super strong and consistent. Greg can be good, and especially if everyone brings out a 29er shit bike, he'll be even faster on it. So
you don't like 29ers, no?
No, I don't know. I never tried a downhill bike in 29, but it's just like the whole industry bubble about 29er. It's a little bit downhill is not supposed to follow all the industry rules, but
I agree with you. I don't know. 100%.
It's a little bit fucked up. We only had like 2 or 3 years on the 27, and we already talk about 29. So I don't know what it will be in 15 years. So it's a little bit not going the direction I want. But I think Loris coming back to the races will be fast. I think Loris will have a lot to prove because of his change and stuff. But he will be super motivated and stuff. So it'll be fast for sure. Troy on his Canyon will be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's switched.
Yeah, and some other guys like I'm staying with Elliot in the house, and Elliot has a really good support this year with Giants. So hopefully he'll be able to compete in top 10 and where he wants to be. So yeah, it would be really interesting. I know Blanky has a new bike too. So it's not the cards are not. Given yet, they're not.
No, not at all. I like that. It's good. Everyone's coming in healthy. It's going to be hopefully a really good start to the year.
I feel like our bike's working good, so we are ready to battle, and our fitness, I'm all good, and it should be a good season again.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm hoping so too for you. Is there a track that you look forward to getting to as the season starts? Do you have like a favourite or anything?
Yeah, I really like Lourdes because it's in France and the crowd is sick and it's the first race, so there's a lot of excitement about it. So I'm excited for Lourdes, and yeah, the track is actually really nice.
Yeah.
But maybe the track I'm looking the most into is Andorra. I really like this track, and I don't know the fact that the pits are at the top and everything. I like the change a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely looking for. Like UCI will never listen to this podcast, but fuck, we need to go.
Hey, dude, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, trust me, they won't to us. If we were talking about road bikes or track bikes,
okay.
maybe, but,
Okay, I'll put some road bike names in the description just for the sake of it and see what happens.
good.
But yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, I don't know. I don't want the tracks to be going bike parky myself. It's not good for the viewers. I think, downhill, like you were saying before, it should be different to the industry. It should be gnarly. it should be,
Yeah,
and it is the pinnacle of the sport. But yeah, it just should just stay that way, you know.
I know, and many people, like I've seen some friends here that went from downhill to enduro
Mm.
because we always we always go to the same places, and it doesn't really change that much. So sometimes it's super exciting. Like we go as fast as fuck, and we
Yeah.
like it's good to watch, and everything is like the racing is interesting. But as a rider, you don't really find like discover new places, discover new tracks, and it's always like now the guys that will have the 29ers in Fort William will be advantaged, and there is plenty of small things that it's a little bit annoying, and every sport has its own little problems. Like enduro, all the people practicing before, and so many stuff. And downhill, the problem now, I love downhill. I will always love it the most.
Yeah.
But now we have 29 new wheels coming up. We have same tracks every year, and but tracks like are getting faster and less technical. Like it's a little bit going to in a way that it's mainstream, for the TV, super easy to film, and going faster and faster. Like instead of like, I would love honestly to bring a rule to the UCI and be like, okay, downhill bikes for World Cups needs to be 26 or 27. That's it. We're gonna go faster with 29 wheels. We're gonna crash harder, and we're gonna have less fun on the bike. So there's no point to go on 29. And I don't really approve it, even if by the time every brand will bring out a 29 bike, I'll be racing it because it'll be faster for sure in some tracks.
Yeah.
So you have no choice. If you want to compete really and you want to win, you have to battle with the same weapons. So it's a little bit frustrating because everyone has his own opinion, and sometimes your opinion is not the one that match to the reality. But I'll adapt myself. But just right now, I'm not pumped up about 29 wheels and everything. Because ask anyone, for sure. Like if you try a 26 or 27 enduro bike and a 29er, it will feel like it rolls better, and you don't feel the holes as much. But honestly, when you think about how much fun you get on the 29er, there's nothing as like it's not as good as a 26 or 27. And the guy that tells you the opposite is a liar.
It's a salesman.
Honestly.
Yeah, so, you're right. I agree with you, bud. Totally.
Yeah, and it's my opinion. Specialized has been doing really good 29ers and stuff, and they might not like me if I talk about 29ers like that, but we will race for sure, and maybe Fort William or Kent with a 29er, but fuck, I'm not excited about that.
No. Is there like a riders union or anything like that where everyone can get together and just be like, no, we're not?
I don't know. The problem is that UCI is I don't know how it works, but I know there is a rider committee kind of thing with Greg on top of it. Minar is like the riders representative.
Okay.
But I don't know what is it for actually. Never really.
It's like skin suits, Nobody would wear skin suits. It just looks stupid. It's the same thing. But
skins, I don't know. Actually, skin suit. When I was a kid, I thought it was sick for words. Only for words, you wear your country skin suit. It was actually sick. The visor problem was a little bit dumb because it was so ugly. But the skin suit was when you look at Sam Hill and stuff, like so sick style and skin suit, it was different. It was world champs run with one run in a year with the skin suit. It was actually cool.
But not every weekend.
But I don't know. I don't know what the committee is doing, but like so many people just don't think the same way as me. So you cannot do anything without making someone unhappy, So it'll be hard, and people like me, I'm not a hater at all, but I just have my vision of downhill, and just doesn't go the same direction as that. So some people will love 29ers. I know Greg will love it because he's Greg. Listen, Greg, to this podcast, but you're old. and you will be helped with a 29er.
29er e-bike, downhill e-bike. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like you say, some people will take to it, but fuck, man, it's just
so
not.
We'll see, but just the better will have to win, and that's it, you know.
That's it, exactly.
I don't want to talk too much shit about 29er.
No.
People that loves it, like one time in my Facebook page, I posted a photo of the hot seat in Andorra of Danny, Greg, and I.
Yeah.
And we were like doing like a way like surprise face, like oh my god, and because someone was crashing, and I was actually saying when someone says I love 29ers, you know, like the face like. Oh. And so many people got mad at me, like, you should not be mad at 29ers. You don't understand. Open yourself. Blah blah. I was like, whoa, guys, relax, okay?
I love how passionate you are about it. It's hilarious, dude. It's so cool.
I don't want to make enemies, but fuck you now.
Yeah, you gotta stay true to what you want the sport to look like at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling what I think. So if you're not happy with it, just tell me some good arguments and we can have a talk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. If there's any haters out there, hit Loic up.
Exactly.
Is there any riders that you still really look up to on the circuit? Someone like Steve, for example, or Greg?
Yeah, I really look up to Greg. He's an inspiring guy, and Greg, Blanky, like they're still the same guys I was looking up to when I was younger, and that are still racing.
Mm.
I won't. It's weird, but I won't really look up to a younger guy than me. Like even if Finn is super fast and he has like obviously really good skills, I won't look up to him because he's younger, so it's a little bit hard, like weird. But Greg definitely. Steve Pitt was like a big model for me, and Fabian Barrel, you know, like the old generation is super important, I think, to look up to, and even like my rivals like Troy, you know, everyone has his own still thing to interesting to do, and one of the most mysterious and really inspiring guy is Aaron Green, you know, is a really interesting character and nice and a machine. So
yeah, I kind of like how he keeps himself to himself quite a lot, you know, and just does his thing.
Yeah, he's super steady and just comes to races to win. So it's interesting to watch how he does, and I like him. I like how the champion is.
For sure. Cool. Good to hear. Are you going to miss Mono filming you all year or not?
Yeah, Mono, when he told me he will not film for the team this year, I was so sad. Yeah. And for sure I'm going to miss him and I'm going to miss his videos. But, you know, he had like another project going on, and life is about moving on to new things too. So I accepted it, and I was actually sad that we won't have the same, because he's been with me since I'm junior first year, you know. So we built up my image together, kind of. Yeah. So sure. I just want someone I could find someone that helps keeping this image going on, even if the team is a little bit less busy with less riders, you know, to try to keep the fun into the videos and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to find someone. Yeah. But I know that Red Bull Media House has a good project for us, so it should be without being the same kind of fun. It will be super sick.
Different, yeah. Sounds good. Cool. So Joe, Mr. Bowman wanted me to ask you about a haunted house in Queenstown. I don't know what he means. So
haunted house. There's like is it an attraction?
I don't know. He asked me. He said, "Ask Loic what happened in the haunted house." I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's because there's like an attraction. It's called like Fear Factory. You get into this house. There's plenty of there's people in the it's totally black, and you walk and you touch the walls, you know, and you don't know where you're going. You can't see, and there is like people walking there that make you like shit yourself. Like they touch your hands, touch your face, they scream and stuff. It's so scary. And last year I did it with my two best mates that were here, And he tells that because there is a photo, one of them posted on Facebook where we all like hold each other like, you know, and there was a flash in that time. So the photo looks like we're all like so super scared, and it's fuck you, Joe.
Funny. I wondered what he meant. Honestly, that's the only thing he messaged me, and I was like, okay, I'll ask him, but yeah, I don't know what you mean.
I saw it yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's out there. He's living in a tent somewhere on somebody's balcony. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. He's in some tent, just sleeping rough like some hobo Bowman right now.
That's because of Mono.
Yeah,
Mono and his good plans.
Keeping the costs down for the new project, I think.
Exactly.
No fancy hotel rooms while we're over there. Okay. I like to keep these things like around an hour long, so we're going to move on and just do a few of these listener questions, if that's okay. These listener questions are brought to you by Saxx Underwear. Saxx are one of the leading manufacturers in sports and lifestyle underwear. They are the comfiest thing you'll ever wear in your life. Don't just take my word for it. Make sure you ask for some in your local bike shop, skate store, skate park, anywhere. Ask for a pair of Saxx boxer shorts. So Saxx features what's called the ballpark pouch, which basically it's a little pouch for where your nether regions hang. You don't take my word for it. Check them out on saxxunderwear.com, and at Creative Concept, get in touch because your question was the winner. Let's get back into the podcast. First one was Mono, actually, at Creative Concept. What's the worst thing you've done to Finn when he's pissed you off? I couldn't not ask you that one, dude.
He knows exactly what it is, and he was there actually when that happened. It was in New Zealand 2 years ago.
Right.
And Finn was just being a retard, like taking my pillow and rubbing it against his pubis, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I was taking a shit. I was like, okay, Finn, if you don't pull that pillow, I'm going to come and rub my ass on your face. And it didn't stop, so I don't tell you what came after, but he was not happy.
Amazing.
He was not happy about it, but he deserved it.
Is he a good teammate though? Because he seems like a pretty cool kid.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's really competitive and stuff, so it's good to have him as a teammate. And he's a cool kid, yeah. So
okay,
I love him. Love you, bro.
We need to get him on this thing. All right. The next one came on your Facebook page, which was a guy called Rene von Guro, I think.
Okay.
So, and he wanted to know, he said, imagine the night before the first World Cup in Lords, Team Specialized has to close its doors. What team would you prefer to ride for?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one. That's a good one.
It's pretty good.
Obviously, I will choose a team with a good bike, so I don't have to ride a shit bike for the race. But
it's hard to choose a bad bike these days, dude. It's pretty hard.
Yeah, I know.
29,
I
obviously.
think I'll go. Wait. It's a little bit hard. I think I'll go for a team like Propane or something like that. So like go to a team with a less like how to say less expectations. So I could have like a bike how no one really knows. Like Propane is so sick though, but no one you don't see them as much as a Santa Cruz or a Space or anywhere a Giant. It's not as easy to find. Yeah. So it will be good to ride on that bike, and and the teammates are pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool. Good answer. I like that. That was a good one. The next one comes from Sheffield's own photographer at Baybut on Instagram, and he said, if your riding were a genre of music, what would it be?
I don't ride with the music actually, but if I was, I would listen to honestly, I think I would listen to kind of a chill deep house thing, because I love rock and roll and super energical music but actually I think I would crash straight away if I did that. So I'll be way too pumped up. So I would listen to something a bit more quiet, to find the flow and not find the trees straight away.
Not find the tree.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, good answer again. All right, last one, and then we're going to let you get on with your day because it's probably really nice there and it's horrible and dark here in England.
So I like it. You can give some other ones if you want.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, we can do that. At
Yeah.
Antoine Bizet, or is it Bizet?
Yeah.
Right, Antoine Bizet or Bizet?
Busy, yeah. Busy.
Bizet. If you had to ride either Rampage or Tour de France, which one would you choose?
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
Tour de France, dude.
I'll choose Rampage for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to go and do road bikes for 3 weeks in a row. So I'll
It's
go
hard
to
doing it for
Rampage.
3 hours in a row.
Yeah. I'll go to Rampage and I'll say on the last minute, oh, I have a headache, I can't ride, sorry. No,
Oh, dear.
Rampage is crazy. I want to do it 1 year, but it's just like way too sketchy at the moment, and I think I need to get more time on the jumps and stuff. Actually, I was riding with Bernard the other day and Air Dogs and stuff, and they were like, yeah, we should go to Dream Track. And I'm just not as cool as them, you know. I just don't go dirt jump all the time, and they all like stay together in the same house, and I'm here like with my mechanic, like we do testing, you know. It's a little bit more boring, but once I spend more time with the free riders and stuff, I'll try to go maybe.
Yeah, for sure. You should.
But I can't trick. I can't do backflip or 360, so it's pretty useless. No, I can't.
Oh, you can't? Okay, all right. Not yet.
I can do no foot and one end, and yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. All right, I got one more. At Mr.Urban1 on Instagram, is the pro life as you hoped for when you were just a young Joey? You understand
Yeah,
that?
it was. I was going to. It's really good. Honestly, it's different for sure. Like when you're young and you think about, oh, I want to be a pro. You just want to be with the groupies and on the podium, you know, like winning races, but you don't really think about the work you need to give to be there, and it takes it's really like I enjoy this life a lot right now. It's like the opportunity the sponsor give us to be in New Zealand right now, and Red Bull to be in this super sick house.
Right.
Like everything, you have like the life everyone dreams of, kind of, because you travel with your bike and you get paid to do it, and it's super, it's really good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you spend so many hours just exhausted trying to do the intervals at the gym, and you have to eat healthy. So all the time trying to. You can, like, some people are not like that, but to me, I feel like I became a little bit more serious about food. I'm not super serious about it too, but I just try to do things a little bit logically. So if
it's like you were saying before, with with like trying to find an edge, and you found like another edge in like your mental game. I'm guessing food preparation, just feeling good in your body is super important. You don't want to be eating McDonald's and shit before you go racing.
Yeah, but the problem is that I love McDonald's.
Have you ever had an English McDonald's? Jeez.
No, never.
It's not good, man. It's so much better everywhere else in the world. Yeah, like I've had it in a lot of different countries, and like Germany's really good. It's actually decent, but the UK is awful, man. It's so bad here.
I don't know about it, but yeah, actually, my life right now is a dream. I love it. And with all the efforts we put in to be at the top of the podium, it's worth it. And we work with brands like Specialized, like they give us custom colors bikes. Yeah. Fox, they give us custom kits. It's just everything makes you feel so special, and I love it. And it makes you meet some really good people, like spend some special moments, and it's a really good package. There is some pain sometimes inside when you break your bones and you can't race, and there is some shit, like everything, like every other life. But right now I love it. I'm a really happy guy, and it doesn't really matter if I win every races. I'm happy to be here and to be trusted to be here.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, Yeah, you can tell by the tone of your voice that you're passionate and excited and thankful for the opportunities you've been given as well. You know, it's obvious that you're really well grounded, and credit to you, man. I want to personally wish you all the best as well for the season. I hope it goes really good for you.
Thank you.
No doubt it will. And a massive thank you for coming and doing this as well. Like, it's really good of you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was cool. I like it. Told you I like it. If you want to do it one year.
Yeah, anytime, man. Literally anytime. Is it your first podcast you've done?
Yeah. Done that before.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like I was saying before, it's insane how much this thing's grown. But it's because of good people like you. You know, it's much appreciated.
Of course, no problem.
Right.
I hope people will like it too. So. They don't hate me after the 29.
You're going to get slandered on Twitter.
I don't have Twitter. I don't go on Twitter, so they can go for it. I don't care.
Brilliant. All right. So, do you want to just shout out like your social media links where people can follow you if they don't already follow you, if that's okay?
Well, not even. I don't care. Just go and don't spend too much time on
don't bother.
Yeah, don't spend too much time on Instagram. You're missing out some stuff.
That's good. I've been trying to lay off it too, man. Like, I handle like the Hook It one, which is like the distribution side of Hook It. I handle the podcast one. I've got so much stuff going on social media, but I'm trying to like step away from it a little bit because it starts taking over. What do you think to social media for riders? Actually, that's a good question. Really quick. Do you think it's important, or do you think people should lay off it right now?
Yeah, I think it's nice to be able to follow a little bit the person you're looking up to. You know, like if I look up to social media of like Ryan Dungey, Villapoto, Tomac, like moto guys, and I think it's cool to see how they ride, where they ride, and see some photos of what they're doing. But I was saying this yesterday with some people I met in Queenston Hill. I was saying like, yeah, I just like when the gap between reality and social media is not too big, you know, like if someone on social media is super cool, yeah, blah, I'm so cool, and then in real life is not, I'm like bullshit. And I think it's good for some people, you know, they rely on this for their, like Remy Métayer, you know, he has his success based on social media, so it's super smart and super good for him. I did a good job on that, and actually people love it. But I'm not a big fan of social media. You know, sometimes people comment weird stuff. And yesterday or 2 days ago, I posted a photo of I was riding up the hill and I saw Kelly McGarry graves, you know, on the mountain.
Yeah,
like there's a rock with thing, and I just put my helmet on in front of it, like because I was riding, obviously.
Yeah.
And I took a picture and posted it, and someone said, "Oh, it's not because you're Red Bull that you are allowed to put your helmet on the side." I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh my god! Man.
Just, you know, like people are just sometimes way too you don't understand. I don't know. I don't like really when I go to even in ping bike and stuff. Sometimes I don't really read the comments because I don't like it, honestly. Yeah. And this social media is good, but don't. It's not everything, you know. So
that's good. It's a really good take on it. It's much. Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear because there's a lot of kids out there that put too much emphasis on this stuff.
Yes, and actually, like, and that's why it's a little bit hard to handle because the more the guy posted, the more followers he gets. So it's a little bit, you know, like when you go on some accounts, they have like 2,000 posts and there are a lot of followers, but there's actually nothing happening.
It's nothing good. Yeah. It's just shit. It's just loads of hashtags and stuff.
I guess it depends on what you want to follow and what you want. But if you follow me, you won't have posts every day. You just have posts when I feel like it and when I'm doing something cool. And honestly, sometimes I'm not, you know, when I go ride my bike, I don't take my phone to film myself or I don't have someone to, I just ride it, you know. And some people do it and it's really nice for content for their Instagram. And just do whatever you want, actually. I don't really care.
Dude, awesome way to end the podcast. Really appreciate you doing this. And again, I hope the year goes well, and no doubt we might be able to catch up during the year and see how things are going. That'd be cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right,
thanks everyone for the questions, and thank you.
You're welcome, man. Anytime. You go have a good day, and we'll no doubt speak soon.
Have a good night. Bye.
See you, dude. Take care.
See you.
Bye. Bye.
You too. Bye.
All right, there we go. Episode number 22 in the bag. Awesome episode. Really enjoyed sitting and chatting to Loic, hearing his views on a few things, and the Finn Isles story is still making me laugh right now. Don't forget, if you did enjoy the episode, let us know. Drop us an email if you want. It's podcast@hktpodcast.co.uk. If you do have any concerns, queries, you want to ask a question, any guest ideas, anything, just fire it over. It'd be good to hear from you guys. Don't forget as well, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter if you want. That's always handy. And most importantly, if you are enjoying these episodes, please subscribe and also leave a review on iTunes. It helps no end. It's incredible to read them, and it helps the podcast get noticed. And we were creeping up pretty high in the sports section on iTunes the other day, which was really impressive. So feel free to do that. And thanks again for listening in. We've got the first episode of EWS or Bust with Rich Payne coming out really soon, so that's going to be cool. A good little project. If you don't know what that is, we're basically going to be following one of our supported riders, Rich Payne from Jersey, around on his EWS journey. So he's going to be racing the Enduro World Series, obviously as a privateer, so we're going to be checking in, hearing how the race has gone, any funny travel stories, all that sort of good stuff. So be sure to check that out. And there we go. It's a wrap. Have an awesome weekend. Keep it real. Keep having fun. Thanks again for listening in. Take care. Peace.